Yo, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to give you guys a little update. Those of you that don't follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I announced just recently that starting tomorrow, Monday, April 18th, we'll be doing a new show on this channel called Book Club. Really simple. Actually, the idea is that every week we're gonna go over a few chapters in a book, and the first book we're gonna be covering is gonna be The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. Rick Riordan, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he's a really fun author. Let me just not cover up his name. There we go. Yes, that might actually be backwards, but I'm not, I think the image might be flipped since I'm using a face cam right now. Not important. You can always look it up, look him up, The House of Hades. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with his work, but the author actually covers, he has a whole bunch of series. Most recently, he just finished the the Heroes of Olympus. There we go. I can think correctly. If you couldn't tell, yeah, I'm having some brain trouble right now. I have a little head injury. For those of you who are curious as to what's going on in my forehead, yeah, I'm pretty much probably gonna have like a permanent Harry Potter scar on my head, which is really relevant since we're having a new book club, and I'm sure somewhere down the line Harry Potter will come along in this show. That would be actually really fun, considering I have never read any of those books before. So that's partially what gave me the idea to want to do this for this channel, is just that, you know, I really want to be able to read more books, and this is an excuse for me to have to do so, and I hope you guys have some fun with it as well, because again, books are a medium that I guess like they come in waves. You know, movies, there's always a new one coming out, but for books, I feel like there aren't, I don't know, every so often there's a huge bestseller that everyone gets into. You know, you have The Hunger Games, you have Harry Potter, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which is another very popular series, which is written by the same author, Rick Riordan, of the Heroes of Olympus series. He also does the Kane Chronicles, and he has a new book coming out called The Son of Apollo, I believe. And actually, no, I think that's totally wrong. Trials of Apollo. Thank you. There we go again. Head injury. Like most Pokemon nerds out there in the world, I was fighting like a gang of sharks under the sea, and you know, Neptune came at me, and I was like, no, F you, and we fought to the death, and well, I came out alive. Anyway, guys, so yeah, if you guys are interested, starting tomorrow, Monday, April 18th, we are going to be covering this book, and I'm imagining we're going to go with probably about 10 chapters per episode. So I'll be covering the first 10 chapters on Monday, and then the second episode, I'm sure you guessed it, chapters 20 through 30 on the next week. So we'll probably be covering, yeah, about 10 chapters an episode, 10 chapters a week. Probably so an episode a week, I'm assuming. I think there's about 78 chapters in this book. Don't be overwhelmed if you guys want to pick this up. The chapters are not very long at all. I think like around, on average, maybe about 5 pages long. That's why that gets to such a high number. And the reason why they do this in this book is because, I'll probably explain this in the first episode of Book Club anyway, but for Rick Riordan in his Heroes of Olympus series, he pretty much has different perspectives of each character, of each main character in the book. It has to do with like a team of Greek and Roman heroes, demigods really, that go through all these tasks. They have a huge mission ahead of them to, of course, save the world, but it's actually done in a pretty fun and goofy way. But still, great action, great fun characters. You fall in love with them. I'd highly recommend getting into the series. Again, the one prior to the Heroes of Olympus, which is where this series comes from, would be Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So I'm sure you guys have probably heard of The Lightning Thief. That's actually a really cool series. That's what got me started about, I think I started reading this series at least like 7 years ago. Wait, we're in 2016, so yeah, maybe about 7 or 8 years ago I started reading his books, and I've fallen in love ever since. And so we're going to start with this. It's like the 4th book in this series, in this saga alone. I know I'm kind of starting out of order, but this is just where I happen to be in the series right now. I have some catching up to do. There's one more book in the Heroes of Olympus series that we'll probably be covering after we're done with this. If you guys have any other suggestions of books you want us to cover in this channel, please feel free to shout it out. Hit me up on Twitter at AJApplesauce. Or let me know in the comments below. I'd really love to get your suggestions on stuff that you would like to see featured. We might be able to get multiple books covered a week if you guys want it badly enough. So let me know. And again, like, you know, read along. Again, we're going to be covering 10 chapters a week. I would like to do more, but with school and work I have to deal with almost every day of my week, you know, it kind of gets hard to balance. So I figured 10 chapters in this book is pretty easy pretty easy feat, pretty easy to handle. But again, if you guys want, please follow along. I'd love to see what you guys think of your chapter every week. That would be awesome. So, you know, build a little community off of this, you know. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great one. Again, suggestions, let me know. I love you. Bye-bye. Oh my God.